Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. Terry McLaurin's contract situation has officially boiled over, and the Washington Commanders are treading dangerously close to sabotaging their own progress. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet anymore. This is about culture, development, and protecting your most valuable asset, Jayden Daniels. The fact that McLaurin didn't show up to training camp speaks volumes. It's the type of decision a player makes when he feels disrespected and undervalued. And in a league where perception often becomes reality, the optics are brutal. A top-tier receiver, 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons, and he's in a standoff with a team that finally has a promising young quarterback under center. If Washington thinks this will simply smooth itself out with time, they're badly mistaken. The longer this drags on, the more it becomes a distraction. And for a young quarterback still trying to find his rhythm, that's the kind of distraction that can derail an entire season. Before it even begins, McLaurin's age turning 30 soon shouldn't be a deal-breaker. We've seen veteran receivers thrive well into their 30s. Look at Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, or even Adree Hopkins. Their intelligence, route running, and chemistry with quarterbacks often improve as they age. What separates them isn't just physical ability, it's their understanding of the game. That's exactly what McLaurin brings to the Commanders. He's not just a playmaker. He's a professional, a locker room leader, a guy who sets the tone for younger players like Daniels, who is already proving to be the real deal under center. With 12 of Daniels' 25 touchdown passes last season going to McLaurin, it's clear the chemistry between the two is something special. To jeopardize that connection over a contract disagreement feels reckless, especially when the Commanders have the cap space to get this done without blinking. Louis Riddick didn't mince words when he addressed the situation. His concern wasn't subtle, it was a full-on alarm bell. "I'm a 10 out of 10 concerned," he said on ESPN's First Take. And honestly, how could he not be? This is a team that's long been desperate for stability, finally finding a formula that works, a promising quarterback and a veteran receiver who trusts him. In the NFL, that's gold. But instead of locking that chemistry in place, Washington seems hesitant. Why? Because McLaurin is approaching 30, because he wants to be paid what he's worth. That mindset is outdated. This is the modern NFL, where wideouts are more vital than ever and where locker room leaders can make or break a young QB's development. Riddick's warning wasn't just sound, it was essential. Washington is playing with fire, and they don't seem to realize how quickly things can burn down. Training camp is more than just drills and rep sets, where relationships are built, where timing is perfected, where offensive schemes come to life through repetition. For Daniels, every practice without McLaurin is a missed opportunity to solidify the bond that made them so deadly last season. Riddick pointed that out explicitly, urging the Commanders to get McLaurin back in a football setting in your building. There's no substitute for that kind of daily connection, especially not for a quarterback entering his second season. There's always talk of the dreaded sophomore slump, but Daniels has shown too much poise, intelligence, and skill to fall into that trap. Unless, of course, the front office handicaps him by removing his most trusted weapon. That's the difference between growing into a franchise player or regressing under avoidable circumstances. The Commanders need to wake up and realize how delicate this developmental stage really is. Let's not forget how far McLaurin has come, drafted in the 3rd round. He's defied expectations every season. His consistency is astounding, 5 straight 1,000-yard campaigns, despite playing with a carousel of quarterbacks, offensive coordinators, and head coaches. That's not luck, that's elite talent and professional preparation. And now, for the first time, he's found a quarterback he can grow within Daniels. Together, they've shown flashes of becoming one of the best QB duos in the NFC. So why hesitate? Why stall this process over financial semantics? McLaurin has more than earned the right to ask for $30 million. Compared to other recent wideout deals, D. Higgins, Ja'Marr Chase, DK Metcalf, it's actually reasonable. The Commanders don't just need McLaurin on the field, they need him fully bought in, fully locked in, fully committed to helping Daniels take the next step. That won't happen if he feels disrespected. Riddick's comparison to the Brandon Ayuk saga in San Francisco should give Commanders fans chills. The 49ers delayed Ayuk's contract situation, and the ripple effect was immediate: missed practices, rusty performances, and tension behind the scenes. Is that really the script Washington wants to follow? You can't afford that when you're building around a young quarterback. The timeline to win is already tight in the NFL. You get a few short years with a rookie quarterback contract. Before the cap situation changes entirely, these are the years to be aggressive, to lock in the players who make life easier for your young star. And McLaurin, make no mistake, makes Daniels' job infinitely easier, whether it's on third down, in the red zone, or when everything breaks down and a playmaker needs to emerge. He's the guy. You don't gamble with that kind of asset. You secure it. There's this notion floating around that paying McLaurin now might hurt the team long term, that they might need that money later for Daniels or other emerging stars. But here's the thing, the salary cap keeps rising, and Daniels is still on his rookie deal. That means the Commanders have flexibility now that they won't have later. Use it. Leverage it. Don't sit on it like it's some sacred stash of gold. Build the best defense you can while your quarterback is still affordable. That's the blueprint the Eagles used with Jalen Hurts. That's the playbook Kansas City followed with Mahomes, teams who wait often miss the window. And for a franchise that's seen far more losing than winning over the past decade, this isn't a time to get cute, it's a time to go all in. McLaurin's deal isn't a burden, it's an investment in offensive continuity, even beyond football. This contract saga sends a message to the locker room. What does it say to other players when a loyal, high-performing, team-first veteran like McLaurin can't get his deal done? It tells them that loyalty doesn't matter, that performance isn't enough, that no one is safe, and that's how teams lose their culture. Young players see that and start thinking twice about putting their bodies on the line. Veterans start wondering if they're next. That's not the vibe you want when trying to establish a winning identity. Washington has spent years trying to change its narrative. Getting a quarterback like Daniels was a huge first step. But the next step is surrounding him with stability, not chaos, and right now, the McLaurin situation reeks of chaos. There's still time to fix it. But that window is closing fast. Every missed practice, every headline, every delay chips away at what should be a moment of optimism. Jaden Daniels has already shown enough flashes to convince fans and analysts that he could be something special, but special quarterbacks don't develop in isolation. They grow through reps, through challenges, and most importantly, through trust. That trust is built in moments, small completions, tough third down conversions, and zone fades when the coverage is tight. McLaurin and Daniels built a foundation last year. The Commanders are now deciding whether they want to build a mansion on it or let it erode into rubble. Riddick's passionate plea wasn't just about one wide receiver's contract. It was about protecting the future of a franchise. Teams don't often get do-overs with potential franchise QBs. Washington finally found theirs. The last thing they should be doing is making his life harder. McLaurin's presence makes Daniels better. That's not opinion, it's on tape. Just sign him. Just sign him. In the end, this isn't just a story about money, it's a story about momentum. The Commanders had it at the end of last season. They had a young star at quarterback, a veteran leader at receiver, and a fan base finally believing in something again. But momentum is fragile. It doesn't wait around forever. It needs nurturing, focus, and commitment from everyone, especially the front office. Louis Riddick saw the danger coming a mile away. You're playing with fire, he warned. He's absolutely right. If the Commanders don't act fast, they're not just risking McLaurin's involvement. They're risking Daniels' growth, locker room morale, and everything they've worked to build. This could have been a quiet, focused camp centered around growth and preparation. Instead, it's been hijacked by a contract standoff that should have never reached this point. The fix is simple. Pay the man, respect the bond he's formed with Daniels, and watch this offense soar. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. There's been quite the buzz swirling around the NFL world that's got fans and analysts alike whispering in excited tones Jason Kelce, the legendary center, who recently stepped away from the gridiron, might just be making a surprising return to the league. But hold on to your helmets, because the twist that's setting the rumor mill on fire is that Kelce wouldn't be suiting up for his longtime team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Instead, sources close to the situation have been hinting that he could be donning the colors of the Washington Commanders, shifting from his familiar midnight green to the burgundy and gold. Imagine the seismic impact this would have on the NFC East, a division already packed with rivalries and intense matchups. Fans are buzzing about the possibility of Kelce bringing his veteran presence and leadership to a team that's been eager to bolster its offensive line, potentially transforming the Commanders' fortunes and adding a new layer of drama to the upcoming season. While nothing is set in stone, the chatter has been gaining momentum, and it's hard not to speculate about the kind of legacy Kelce could carve out in a New Jersey, bringing with him decades of experience and a fierce competitive spirit that could ignite the Commanders' ambitions. The idea alone is enough to get any NFL enthusiast pulse racing, wondering if we're about to witness one of the most unexpected comebacks in recent memory. What makes this rumor even more tantalizing is the sheer improbability of such a move. Jason Kelce isn't just any player, he's been a cornerstone for the Eagles, a true franchise icon, whose leadership and performance have defined an era. The thought of him stepping away from retirement to join a division rival adds a spicy layer of intrigue, igniting debates among fans and pundits about loyalty, career motives, and team dynamics. If Kelce really does decide to lace up his cleats again for the Commanders, it could signal a seismic shift, not only for Washington's offensive line, but also for the power balance in the NFC East. The Commanders have been on the rise, and adding a player of Kelce's caliber might be the key to pushing them over the edge into true contender status. The potential reunion with some former teammates or facing old friends in fierce battles on the field could make this storyline one of the most captivating narratives of the NFL season. As the offseason progresses, every report and leak fuels speculation that Kelce's retirement may only be a brief hiatus before a stunning comeback that nobody saw coming, but everyone wants to witness. What could be driving Kelce to reconsider retirement and choose the Commanders as his next destination? The whispers suggest a combination of factors that have been simmering beneath the surface. Perhaps the veteran center is hungry for one last shot at glory, and Washington, with its improving roster and ambitious front office, presents the perfect stage for such a quest. The allure of playing for a team eager to rise in the ranks, coupled with a supportive coaching staff that values his leadership, might be irresistible. Moreover, there's talk that Kelce's decision could be influenced by personal connections, maybe old friendships or a shared vision with key figures in the Commanders organization. The idea that a player of his stature could be motivated by more than just money, seeking a meaningful and challenging role to finish his career with impact, adds depth to the rumor. In any case, the speculation is enough to keep fans glued to every update, pondering how this storyline might unfold and what it means for both Kelce and the Commanders. From a strategic standpoint, the Commanders gaining Jason Kelce would be a masterstroke. His ability to anchor the offensive line, call protections, and inspire teammates is renowned league-wide. Analysts have been discussing how his presence could elevate Washington's run game and pass protection to new heights, creating more opportunities for their skilled players to shine. It's no secret that a dominant center can be the heart of a successful offense, and Kelce's track record with the Eagles speaks volumes. The Commanders, who have shown flashes of promise but struggled with consistency in the trenches, could see immediate benefits. Adding Kelce might not only improve their offensive stats, but also boost locker room morale, giving younger players a mentor who's been through countless playoff battles and knows what it takes to win at the highest level. This blend of on-field excellence and off-field leadership is precisely why the buzz around this potential signing is so intense, with many wondering if this could be the missing puzzle piece for Washington's championship aspiration. Of course, the question on everyone's lips is whether Jason Kelce can return to peak form after stepping away from football. Age and time off from the game often complicate comebacks, but Kelce's reputation for dedication and conditioning suggests he might be up for the challenge. Rumors from insiders hint at secret training sessions and behind-the-scenes workouts that have kept him in game shape, fueling the fire that this comeback isn't just a fleeting fantasy, but a serious consideration. If Kelce does pull off a successful return, it would add another remarkable chapter to his already storied career, proving that sometimes legends aren't ready to hang up their cleats just yet. For the Commanders, this would be a calculated gamble, banking on Kelce's experience and leadership to overcome any rust and reintegrate into the fast pace of the NFL. Fans are eagerly watching for signs of progress, ready to celebrate if their new potential star proves that time away hasn't diminished his incredible skill set. The ripple effects of Kelce's rumored switch to the Commanders extend beyond the team itself, shaking up the entire NFC East landscape. Rival teams like the Cowboys and Giants will no doubt be keeping close tabs on this development, recognizing the threat that Kelce's arrival would pose. It's the kind of storyline that can fuel fierce rivalries, adding extra spice to every divisional matchup. Imagine the intensity when Kelce faces his former Eagles teammates. Those games could become even more personal and dramatic, capturing national attention and hyping up the season's narrative arcs. This kind of player movement between fierce rivals is rare and often controversial, leading to plenty of speculation about the locker room dynamics and fan reactions on both sides. For the division, it could mean a heightened level of competition and unpredictability, turning every game into a must-watch event, as fans debate whether the Commanders' bold move pays off or backfires spectacularly. Another interesting angle to consider is how this rumored signing aligns with the Commanders' long-term vision and roster construction. The team has been methodically building a competitive squad with a blend of youth and experience, and adding a player like Kelce could symbolize a shift towards immediate contention. Insiders suggest that this move might be part of a broader strategy to accelerate the team's development and capitalize on the prime years of their star players. Kelce's veteran presence could be the catalyst to push the Commanders from playoff hopefuls to serious championship contenders. Moreover, the marketing and fan engagement impact of signing such a high-profile player cannot be underestimated. It would energize the fanbase, boost ticket sales, and increase media attention. For a franchise eager to redefine its identity and stature in the NFL, Kelce's arrival would send a clear message that the Commanders are here to compete at the highest level, sparking optimism and excitement among supporters. Of course, with every big rumor comes a flurry of skepticism and questions. Critics wonder whether this move would disrupt team chemistry or if Kelce's style would mesh well with Washington's existing scheme and coaching philosophy. Some suggest that the physical toll of the center position and Kelce's age could limit his effectiveness, raising concerns about whether this gamble is worth the risk. Others question if Kelce's decision to come out of retirement might be driven by off-field reasons or a desire to prolong his career without fully considering the impact on the team. The Commanders' front office will have to weigh these factors, carefully balancing the potential benefits with the risks of integrating a veteran star who's been away from football. This skepticism is natural with any major potential signing, and it only adds to the drama and anticipation as fans and analysts debate whether this rumor will come to fruition or remain just a tantalizing possibility. Amid all this speculation, the human side of the story adds emotional depth to the rumor. Jason Kelce's career has been defined by passion, resilience, and an unrelenting drive to excel, making the idea of a comeback more than just a professional decision. It could be a personal journey. The thought of him stepping back onto the field in new colors, facing fresh challenges, and embracing a new chapter is compelling and inspiring. It's a narrative about reinvention, loyalty, and the enduring love for the game. For fans who have followed Kelce's journey from the beginning, this possibility stirs nostalgia and hope, reminding us all why we're drawn to sports. The stories of heroes who never quit, who chase greatness regardless of obstacles. Whether or not this rumor becomes reality, it already sparks excitement and conversation, adding to the rich tapestry of NFL lore. As the offseason marches on, all eyes remain fixed on this developing story. Every hint, every unofficial comment, and every cryptic social media post adds fuel to the fire that Jason Kelce could indeed be gearing up for a stunning return to the NFL, and in the most unexpected jersey. The ripple effects for the Commanders, the NFC East, and the league as a whole could be profound, making this one of the most compelling rumors of the year. Whether it's a calculated move by the franchise, a personal quest by Kelce, or a blend of both, the anticipation builds. Fans, analysts, and rival teams alike are holding their breath, eager to see if this buzz turns into headlines. In the world of sports where anything can happen, the prospect of Jason Kelce suiting up once more in burgundy and gold is a story worth watching. A potential game changer ready to redefine legacies and rewrite expectations. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.